What does it mean to have a legacy? It's more than just reputation, and it's more than just leaving behind a memory. When it comes to family, we all have a legacy and a history of the accomplishments and stories our loved ones have been through.
And lots of us are, of course, lucky enough to have spent time with our parents and grandparents. But what if I told you there was a family with 7 generations of living memory? Yep. There is. You probably recognize Brandy Nicole Wallace. She is the great-granddaughter of the seven living. And we've also got Anthony Dickerson, who is the grandson of the 7 living. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
This is so interesting.
I think this is so fascinating. So first of all, kind of tell us how you guys kind of discovered this.
So what happened, my son actually had a baby, and from there we knew right off the bat that it was 6 living generations. Well, this past weekend we celebrated my great-grandmother's 90th birthday, and I began to explain to my family, like, hey, do you know this is a big deal? Because according to Guinness World Book of Records, there were 7 living generations documented in 1989. So I said, we're like 1 generation away from like breaking the world record. And so my cousin, she had did some research after the celebration. Next thing you know, she was like, wait a minute, cousin, we have 7 living generations according to historian. And so that's how we discovered. Wow. And so it's actually my great-grandmother's aunt, which is the sister of her mother, that is still living today.
Wow.
Do you guys kind of realize like how rare this is? I'm sure you do, right?
Yeah, it's very rare. And I'm just so excited to find out that my great-great-great aunt is still living. She's going to be 103 in May. 103 in May.
That's
so
We're going to have a big family celebration?
Yeah,
we're going to have to.
How would you, I mean, you say that you have a tight family, but how would you describe your family's legacy?
So I would say, well, Dad, you can go first, because you can talk about, you know, you're older than me.
Family order.
Well, I mean, my grandmother, she passed down those principles, and so I passed on what my grandmother taught me, and I passed it on to my children, and then hopefully my children can pass it on to their children. So morals and values and so forth, and so that's how I would describe our legacy.
It's wonderful.
My grandmother, she's amazing, and I classify my grandmother as my hero. You know, a lot of people have different heroes, but my grandmother's my hero.
Aw.
That's so special. I love that. And why do you think, you guys obviously are very in touch with your family's history and the generations. Why do you think some of us kind of maybe lose touch with that over time?
Well, I feel as though it's maybe family secrets, family trauma has like maybe torn the family apart. But we've always been the type of family, I can tell you now, I've never had a fight with any of my cousins. Never had a disagreement, an altercation that literally would tear us apart. So like I said before, we're very tight-knit. We talk our problems out and things of that nature. And so I just feel as though that's what really kept the legacy alive, because we didn't really have a lot of family drama. Now, we're not perfect. We've had it. But for some reason, like, we just, we know how to get through it.
Yeah, that's important. That's important. And obviously, there's some good genes in there too, because I mean, when you said you have a grandbaby, that makes you
my great-great-grandson.
I know. I mean, what is the secret to? You ask these aunts and grandparents what the secret to longevity is.
Yeah, tell us all.
Well, first thing, is God. There's no other, and just good moral living. I live by, if I can help somebody along the way, then my living shall not be in vain, and doing unto others as you will have them to do unto you.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Good advice, and congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is amazing. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon.
Thank you.
Wow.